What if the Cleveland Browns are sitting on the next franchise quarterback and refusing to use him? It's a question that's lighting up the football world right now, and it all started when former Browns quarterback Johnny Manziel finally snapped. After weeks of silence, he just unloaded on his old team, calling out the coaching staff, the management, and even the quarterback room itself. His message was loud and clear. It's time for a change. For Manziel, this isn't just another hot take on social media. It's personal. He's been in that locker room. He's lived through that pressure, and now he's watching history repeat itself. A talented team dragged down by indecision and bad leadership. And this time, he's pointing the finger directly at head coach Kevin Stefanski and current starter Gabriel, saying their refusal to start Shedeur Sanders could destroy the Browns' entire season. Manziel's words have already sparked a storm. Players are frustrated, fans are furious, and even former NFL stars like Cam Newton are weighing in, saying what many inside the locker room are too afraid to admit. The Browns might be one decision away from either saving or losing their season. But what exactly did Manziel say? And why does he believe Shedeur Sanders is the spark Cleveland desperately needs? Let's break it down. Because this story isn't just about one player. It's about a team on the edge of collapse and a rookie waiting for his shot to change everything. The tension in Cleveland didn't come out of nowhere. It exploded after yet another collapse on the field. The Browns had every reason to win. The defense came out swinging. Myles Garrett was in absolute beast mode, and for a few short drives, the energy inside the stadium felt electric. Fans thought maybe, just maybe, this was the night the offense would finally wake up. But then, everything fell apart. Quarterback Gabriel started strong. A few crisp completions, decent rhythm, until the pressure hit. When the Patriots turned up their blitz, he panicked. On a critical 3rd and long, instead of taking the check down or throwing it away, Gabriel forced a deep ball toward Jerry Jeudy that hung in the air far too long. The defender didn't just read it, he snatched it. Interception. Game momentum? Gone. You could feel the frustration ripple through the sidelines. Garrett and the defense had just come off the field, gasping for air after another dominant series, only to watch the offense hand the ball right back. Cameras caught Garrett shaking his head, not out of anger, but exhaustion. He had just logged his 5th sack of the night, and still, the scoreboard barely moved. That's when whispers started, not just from fans, but from inside the building. Players knew what everyone was thinking. The defense was doing its job, but the offense couldn't keep up. And when that kind of divide starts growing in a locker room, when half the team feels they're carrying the other, it doesn't just affect stats, it affects trust. The Browns didn't just lose a game that night. They lost momentum, unity, and maybe even confidence in their quarterback. But what made that frustration boil over into open criticism? That's where things get really interesting. If there's one player who has every right to be frustrated right now, it's Myles Garrett. The man is putting up Defensive Player of the Year numbers, yet somehow finds himself walking off the field with losses that make no sense. Against the Patriots, Garrett didn't just dominate. He dismantled their offensive line. 5 sacks, multiple quarterback hits, and 2 red zone stops that easily could have turned into touchdowns. It was one of the best defensive performances by any player this season, and it still wasn't enough. That's the heartbreaking part. When a player gives you everything, effort, heart, leadership, and the offense can't capitalize, frustration turns into something deeper. You could see it on Garrett's face as the game slipped away. That look of, what more can I possibly do? Behind the scenes, that frustration started echoing. Reports suggest Garrett's patience is wearing thin, and he's not alone. Wide receivers like Jeudy, Njoku, and Tillman are reportedly losing faith in Gabriel's ability to push the ball downfield. The offense has become predictable. Checkdowns, short throws, stalled drives. It's not just about stats. It's about energy. And that's where the divide begins. The defense plays with fire. The offense looks flat. The players can feel it, the fans can sense it, and insiders say it's starting to fracture the locker room. When a team's most dominant player starts questioning the direction of the franchise, even silently, it's a warning sign. Garrett isn't the type to call out teammates publicly, but his body language says what words can't. Something has to change. And apparently, Johnny Manziel saw it too. Watching from the outside, the former Browns quarterback decided to say what many inside couldn't. And when he spoke, he didn't hold back. When Johnny Manziel speaks about the Browns, people listen. Not because he's always right, but because he's been there. He knows the chaos inside that building, the weight of the expectations, and the frustration that comes when talent is wasted. And this time, he didn't hold back. In a fiery outburst that instantly went viral, Manziel called out the Browns' leadership for refusing to make the change everyone's been waiting for. "Put SHEDUR in," he said bluntly. "Let him lip." His words cut through the noise. No sugarcoating, no safe takes. Just a former first-rounder demanding action. For Manziel, this isn't about taking sides. It's about what he sees as obvious football logic. He praised Shedeur Sanders for his calm under pressure, his control, and the quiet confidence that reminds Manziel of what he wished he'd had during his time in Cleveland. "He's got the poise I didn't," Manziel admitted in an earlier interview. A rare moment of honesty from a player known for chaos. But this time, it wasn't nostalgia. It was a challenge. He told the Browns to stop hiding behind excuses and give SHEDUR the chance to lead. He even took a jab at coach Kevin Stefanski, suggesting that the longer the team waits, the deeper the locker room divide will grow. And Manziel wasn't alone. Other former players, Cam Newton, Ocho Cinco, even local insiders, echoed his message. Cleveland's playing scared, and it's costing them games. That statement hit differently. Because when veterans, former stars, and even ex-Browns unite behind a rookie who hasn't played a single regular season snap, it's no longer just talk, it's a movement. But the real question is, what makes Shedeur Sanders so special that everyone's ready to bet the franchise on him? Now, before we talk about Shedeur Sanders taking over, we have to face the truth about Dillon Gabriel, and it's not pretty. On paper, Gabriel was supposed to be the safe choice. Experienced, calm, and efficient. The kind of quarterback who wouldn't make big mistakes. But that's the problem. He doesn't make big plays either. Through the first half of the season, Gabriel's numbers have hovered near the bottom of the league. His yards per attempt are painfully low. His QBR is buried in the 70s. And his turnover ratio has fans holding their breath every time he drops back. But stats don't tell the whole story. The body language does. Watch the tape and you'll see it. Hesitation in the pocket, second-guessing open throws, checkdowns on 3rd and long. It's not that Gabriel doesn't care, it's that he doesn't trust his arm to stretch the field. And when your quarterback plays scared, the entire offense follows. Insiders say the wide receivers, Judy, Njoku, and Tillman, are quietly frustrated. They're running routes designed to attack deep, but the ball rarely gets there. The explosive plays that used to fire up the crowd are gone. Instead, every drive feels like a slow crawl. Small gains, stalled momentum, another punt. And that's why Manziel's comments hit so hard. Because this isn't just about one bad throw or one bad game. It's a pattern. A safe offense, a cautious quarterback, and a coach afraid to make the bold move. The numbers don't lie. Dillon Gabriel isn't the future. He's the symptom of a team stuck in neutral. And unless something changes, that engine's about to die. But there's a reason everyone's looking at Shedeur Sanders as the spark Cleveland needs. And his story might just explain why the city is buzzing with hope again. If there's one name that's got everyone in Cleveland whispering and some shouting, it's Shedeur Sanders. The rookie who hasn't even taken a regular season snap is already being called the future of the Browns. And after the chaos of the past few weeks, had hope, might be the only thing keeping the fan base from completely snapping. It started in the preseason, when Shedeur showed flashes of something rare: poise. The kind of calm that doesn't usually belong to rookies. He didn't flinch under pressure, didn't force unnecessary throws, and looked in control even when the play broke down. Fans noticed, analysts noticed, even Johnny Manziel noticed, and that's when the buzz began. Is Shedeur ready right now? What makes Shedeur different isn't just talent, it's temperament. While other young quarterbacks come in guns blazing, Shedeur carries himself with quiet confidence. He studies, he listens, and when he speaks, teammates pay attention. Reports claim he's earned the respect of veterans in the locker room, and that's no small feat for a first-year player. Meanwhile, the team's offense has flatlined. Every week, the calls for Shedeur grow louder, not just from fans, but from inside the locker room. The receivers who want to stretch the field, the linemen tired of protecting for checkdowns, and the defense desperate for someone who can turn their hard work into wins. The spark is there, waiting, but there's one problem: the man holding the match, Coach Kevin Stefanski. He's the only thing standing between Shedeur Sanders and the starting job that could change everything. And the longer he waits, the more pressure builds from every direction: the media, the players, and the fans. So why is Stefanski still holding back? The answer might be more complicated and riskier than anyone realizes. Behind the smiles and the press conferences, the truth inside the Browns locker room is a lot messier than anyone's admitting. Players are frustrated, tensions are simmering, and according to several insiders, the atmosphere has shifted from hopeful to hostile. It started small: a few sideline eye rolls after missed throws, quiet complaints after games, then silence during practice sessions that used to be full of energy. But now, it's becoming obvious. The offense and defense are playing two completely different emotional games. The defense is fighting with everything it's got, while the offense looks like it's just trying to survive. That divide is dangerous. Once a locker room loses unity, it doesn't just affect morale, it destroys trust. And when trust is gone, no game plan can fix it. Players like Myles Garrett and David Njoku are reportedly trying to hold things together, keeping the younger guys focused. But you can only mask frustration for so long when the same issues repeat every week. As one anonymous player allegedly told a reporter, "We're out here giving everything we have, but the decision makers aren't." At the center of it all is Coach Kevin Stefanski. Once respected for his calm and methodical leadership, he's now under fire for being too cautious. Some say he's afraid to pull the trigger on Shedeur Sanders because it would mean admitting the season has slipped away and that his original plan failed. And that's the ticking time bomb inside Cleveland right now. A head coach trying to protect his image, a team desperate for change, and a rookie waiting for a chance to prove he can lead them out of chaos. But if Stefanski doesn't act soon, he might not be the one making that decision much longer. The Browns have reached the point every franchise dreads: the crossroads, the place where one decision can either revive a season or bury it completely. And right now, Kevin Stefanski is staring straight at it. He's got two paths. Path one, stay the course. Keep Gabriel under center. Hope the system suddenly clicks and pray the defense keeps bailing them out. It's the safe move, the one coaches make when they're more afraid of change than of losing. But here's the truth: safe doesn't win games in this league. Safe keeps you average. And Cleveland fans are done being average. Path two, take the risk. Hand the keys to Shedeur Sanders and let him prove if he's truly ready. Best case scenario, the kid catches fire, the locker room rallies, and the Browns finish the season with momentum and belief. Worst case, he struggles, but at least you know what you have, and you go into the draft with clarity instead of confusion. Even Johnny Manziel said it best. See if Shedur's the one. If not, you've got the third pick in the draft. Do it again. It's harsh, but it's reality. Because right now, the Browns are standing still while every other team is moving forward. And here's where it gets interesting. Sources claim the front office is already discussing contingencies. If the team drops another game or two, pressure could mount from above Stefanski's head. Not just from fans, but from ownership. That means the decision might soon be out of his hands entirely. So, which road will the Browns take? Stick with the familiar and watch the season fade away. Or gamble on the unknown and maybe spark something unforgettable. Either way, what happens next could define the franchise for the next decade. At this point, it's not just a quarterback debate. It's a full-blown identity crisis for the Cleveland Browns. The team that once promised a new era of toughness and discipline is now being dragged into headlines for all the wrong reasons. Players are frustrated. Fans are divided, and the locker room feels like it's one bad game away from snapping completely. And yet, one name, Shedeur Sanders, keeps echoing louder than ever. Johnny Manziel's explosive comments didn't just spark outrage, they ignited a movement. His message was simple: stop surviving and start believing. The Browns can't keep playing scared, hiding behind maybe next week. The defense is elite, the talent is there, but leadership has gone missing, and everyone knows it. Kevin Stefanski now faces the defining moment of his coaching career. Stick with the veteran and risk losing the locker room, or hand the ball to a rookie and risk everything else. It's a gamble either way. But great teams are built on bold decisions, not fear. Cam Newton said it best. Sooner or later, they're gonna have to look in that locker room and see what they really got. And that's the truth. Because this isn't just about Shedeur Sanders or Gabriel. It's about the Browns' future. About whether this team keeps repeating history or finally breaks the cycle. So what do you think? Should Stefanski roll the dice and give Shedeur his shot? Or stay loyal to Gabriel and ride it out? Drop your thoughts below. Because one thing's for sure, whatever happens next in Cleveland, it's going to change everything.